And it only took, what, 4.5 months for my phone to ring. And I
Oh
thought,
my gosh.
pretty darn nice.
John, welcome to the show. I'm very excited to have you here. This is a new series that we're doing called Fix It Friday, where we are fixing something in your business that is not working. And the reason I wanted to invite you on was because you figured it out, this whole funnel thing with YouTube and landing pages and the whole 9 yards. So just tell us a little bit about like how you started with all of this.
So back in 2020 or 2021, there wasn't as many people out there in my market, which is South Florida. I took it seriously because I said, I am not going to cold call in my second go round as a real estate agent in my career. I'm not going to door knock. I'm not going to do those things. I don't know where I found you, Karin, but somehow you popped up on my radar. I think I was just looking at NAR or Florida Realtors, just something industry related, and something popped up about you. All of a sudden, one thing led to, I saw you did a book, YouTube for Agents, and I thought that's interesting. So I bought that immediately. And it was very simple for me, Karin. And you resonated and said, hey, do video. And I think I'm okay on video, but I said, we'll start. The first half a dozen are going to be bad. The next dozen are going to be okay. So that's what I did. And I really honed in on the keywords everywhere. I thought, all right, I need to really understand the mechanisms of how this marketing engine works. And I took to heart the fact that it doesn't have to do with my face or whether I've got pimples. None of that stuff I knew mattered. But I wanted to really dive into what is the formula.
Explain to people who might not be familiar with keywords everywhere what exactly that does for you.
So you have to put your mind in the consumer's mindset. What are they searching for? Act like you are an individual in another state who's looking to find a place, a resort in the Caribbean, or I want to move to Miami, or moving to Miami, buying in Miami, living in Miami, just all these things that you would do on a sofa with your significant other. And do that research.
So at the beginning, were you only making YouTube videos or did you also have a website at that time?
At the beginning, it was strictly YouTube.
Okay.
The brokerage I'm with had their website, but I knew that wasn't going to be long-lived because I understand that when you use a broker's website, it's their data, it's not mine. I don't own it. So that was fine. But I wanted to just understand this process and really see if, all right, let's give it 6 months and see if I can get any traction, anybody in the city recognizing me for what I'm doing. And it only took, 4.5 months for my phone to ring. And I thought,
oh my gosh,
pretty darn nice. I was really excited. I said, that was only 4.5 months. And I was pretty consistent between 3 and 4 videos a month. But I was wearing my t-shirt, which was my brand. I was wearing my hat, which was my brand. I would walk into grocery stores and someone would finally just tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, aren't you that video guy, or don't you do real estate? And I was like, yes, that's me, Mr. Downtown Delray.
I'm so famous. That's so cool.
Yeah, that was a start. So it was strictly a very focused marketing plan that was on video and video only.
Part of the reason why I wanted to bring you on the show is because now you have a website that's performing very, very well. So if YouTube was working so well all by itself, why did you feel like you needed to add that into the mix?
I knew that from a marketing standpoint that if I was going to grow, one platform is great, but obviously if you're going to do something more sustainable long-term, you have to have a place for people to either see you, hear you, or read you. People have different modalities of how they want to consume content. I have a little bit of a writing background and I thought, okay, blogging is not dead. I have my YouTube channel up and running. I understand the system, the flow. I was getting things done on a regular basis to my cadence and consistency that I wanted. So then I somewhere you mentioned, and there was somebody else in the industry who said, yeah, you should take a look at these couple of websites. And I did the research and I chose them and I immediately bought it. So that was probably less than 1 year into my YouTube thing is when I finally bought my website.
And so the plan was you were going to write blog posts that were on the same topics as the videos. Is that what you did?
Well, my first idea was, okay, I've got the video. Now what I want to do is take this visual thing and make it readable. So I would use a service called rev.com, and I would take that translation and I would go into it and I would put in the search term of the video so that my blog and my video matched on Google. That was both using the same formula. And then thankfully with the website, I use Easy Agent Pro. They have a system that helps guide you, the real estate agent, in scoring, making sure your scores are up to what the formula needs to be. So that is the number of word counts, has to be over 600 words relatively, and it helps you get your SEO search term to be used a certain percentage of times in your blog. And just make sure all of the metrics while you're writing, because you don't want to just write something that you think is cool. That doesn't work. You have to write something and create content from what people are searching for.
Right.
So give the people what they want. And that was the formula. So I used the formula of Easy Agent Pro, and before I hit publish, I made sure that my scores were there. Boom, I would hit publish. And then I knew I had a great video and I had now a blog, and I could share that in my weekly newsletter. I could put it on my social media as links. I would share the video, I would share the blog so that people get access to my brand. And that started working. I would say that took about another 4 to 6 months. But by that time, I had the entire system of the website and YouTube almost in automation mode at that point.
Yeah, I should say so. So I just pulled up your website so that you could brag on it a little bit. I mean, this is amazing that like you're getting that kind of traffic to a very specific, like your URL is probably all about Miami. It's not Zillow, right? It's a very hyper local website.
Even more hyper local than that. So this might take a second, but we're told in real estate to use your name as your brand. Well, unfortunately, there's a guy named John Whelan who lives in Atlanta, and he's a billionaire. And when you Google John Whelan, he pops up. So I could never use my name and get it ranking because I was smothered by another John Whelan.
Okay.
So I thought, all right, I just need to create a local brand. I live in downtown Delray Beach. I did a lot of research on what agents are working in Delray Beach, what are their websites, what are they doing? And no one had that. So I said, well, I'll just create Mr. Downtown Delray. That's a very, very small searchable thing. It's a small market. I'm a big believer in niching down. I believe that the smartest thing that a real estate agent can do is stop thinking that you're going to please everybody or you're going to service everybody. It doesn't work.
Especially in a market as big as Miami. So,
yeah, it's like, crazy.
What do you think the population of Delray Beach is?
72,000.
Okay. I mean, that's not tiny. That's not a tiny little town. That is plenty big enough. But you've created this entire brand strategy, Mr. Downtown Delray. That is so cool.
Yeah. And I knew that, it's funny. People say, well, hey, out West, where all the snowbirds and the condo people and they live out West. That's 38,000 of our population. Where I am in downtown, we represent about the other 38,000.
Oh,
so
okay.
I primarily focus on just my little downtown area. And I started working with your book. Then I started understanding blogging, and I just started coming up with a spreadsheet of, I don't know, I probably have like 75 different potential videos that I want to produce at an ongoing time at all time. So I've done the research on.
Okay. So you have no shortage of ideas.
Not really, because now I understand what the search terms are, which ones are working, which ones didn't work too much. And I understand where I get my traffic from. So, it took a while to do that, but again, it was all about the niche. I never leave my niche at all. I don't talk about Fort Lauderdale. I don't talk about South Florida because it's too big. It's too big for my brand.
Yeah, I love it. It's so smart. Question: do you embed your YouTube videos in the blog post as well?
100%, every single time.
I remember when I read that stat, it must have been 2016. I mean, it was a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And I just happened to read the statistic that said, if you embed a YouTube video in a blog post, you are 42 times more likely to show up on the first page of Google search results. Mm-hmm. And I thought, are you kidding me? And at the time, my website, I use Easy Agent Pro as well, was brand new. I got it in 2016. And I was doing everything I could to write these blog articles that would rank on Google. So I thought, well, if I just put a video in it, it's going to 42x the likelihood that I will rank on page 1, but I wasn't really making videos then. So I would go to YouTube and I would look for a video from the Chamber of Commerce and put that on the blog to help it rank. And after I did that for a couple of months, I thought, well, why don't I just try making these videos myself? How hard can it be? Because you don't know what you don't know, right? And so that's kind of how the whole thing started. I was trying to get the blog post to rank, and I knew that embedding the YouTube video is going to help.
Wonderful formula. It literally is the magic formula, right? They're married together because it's all Google, right? It's either YouTube Google or Google, and they like each other, so might as well use both platforms.
Yes. Yeah. There is a trainer named, I think it's Michael Trethart. I hope I didn't get his name wrong. He did a presentation that I went to years and years ago, and he basically said Google loves Google. So if you have a Google blog with a Google video and a Google custom map and Google reviews and all of this stuff embedded like in the same site, you're just making Google so happy they can't help but put you at the top of the search results.
And then you have Google My Business, right?
Right.
which is your local business identifier in your local market. So you have another one, and that one's free.
So aside from blogs, what else do you use your website for? Because I talk to a lot of agents who are like, Mama ain't got time to write no blog posts, but they want to get business from their website as well because they have it and they're paying for it. So what other things do you do besides write 1,000-word articles?
Squeeze pages and lead magnets, period.
Okay.
And that's it. And it's not sexy, but it's effective. It doesn't take a lot of work. I talk to agents all the time. I'm like, stop doing busy work, do the productive work. And
Amen.
yeah, this is the stuff that people, for some reason, they tend to either they get stuck in their brain, like, how do I do this? Where am I going to put it? What's the process? It's quite simple. And, you did your relocation guide that I took the process of, and I built one. It took about, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks to build one because I'm not good at that stuff. And I did get some help from some freelance people who actually made it look nice. So that was my very first one, was a relocation guide, similar to what you did.
So Easy Agent Pro calls them squeeze pages. It's the same thing as a landing page. Do you have an example that you want to show anybody? A landing page basically means there is one thing on that page. It is, do you want this guide? Yes or no. There are no navigation buttons across the top. They have one thing that we're asking them to do. Give me your contact information and I will give you this free guide instead. And they're not getting distracted by anything else.
Yes.
Okay, so this is your relocation guide landing page. Why don't you walk us through it?
It's real simple. I'll go into the back end of my website. And what I'll do is I'll show you where the applications are. And right here is the section for squeeze pages. And it's a very simple guide that walks you through. I currently have about 24 different squeeze pages. And then here's my relocation guide. So when you click on my relocation guide, you can see I've had 134 views on that, and I've generated 28 leads. And it's quite simple. I just used their platform, came up with a nice looking picture of the area that might be, alluring to people. And here's my simple verbiage, the definitive guide, relocation guide to help you with your upcoming move to Delray Beach area, courtesy of myself. If you're planning to move there, and I have, enter your phone, email, and I actually do get people's phone numbers.
And I find that when they come from YouTube, because they feel like they know who you are now and they trust you, they give you their real phone number.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The first time I got a phone number, I thought, there's no way this is real. And I called him and he answered and I was shocked. Like, this is a real phone number. You didn't put in, 1-800-GET-LOST. It was like a real phone number. And I just have learned it's because YouTube creates these people who are much more likely to want to talk to you.
100%. And it just takes a little bit of work. I mean, here's my other one, my weekly newsletter. You can see 249 views, 66 leads. And this one's even more simple. Just my brand. Are you thinking of moving or investing in the Delray Beach area? Sign up to get my weekly e-letter where I showcase things about Delray Beach. And that's it. And this is what happens frequently as well. With my newsletter, someone will forward that to a friend. They will click on the newsletter, and all of a sudden I'll get a referral from somebody else in my database.
Oh, that's amazing.
A lot. Yeah. So I put together 2 lead magnets. One is called my Delray Beach distinctive townhome guide, and below the condominium guide.
Nice.
And what I did, it was very simple. I got on my bicycle one day and I drove around the town. It took me an hour and a half. I took a picture of all the different condo developments, all the different townhomes. And then I went into my MLS and I found out what the amenities were, what the HOA fees were, what the average sold square foot price was, what the average listing square foot price was. I just kind of did a spreadsheet with some metrics and I created a guide. I went back into my website. I created a squeeze page. You get your Delray Beach distinctive townhome or condo guide. And I send those out quite often. And we can see there, I'm starting to get more views and generate more leads.
That is so smart because you're finding the people that are saying, I am very interested in buying a condo. And you're saying, not only can I just send you a list from the MLS of condos for sale, I show you a picture of every single condo development, what it looks like, how much it costs, where is it located in relation to the beach, like all of the different things that you're telling them. That is so valuable. And yes, did it take you a little bit of time? Yes. Do you have any idea how many closed transactions you have as a result of that time and effort?
I've had 7 sales from those 2 lead magnets. 7.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So if you say, okay, my average sales commission is, I don't know, $7,000, whatever it might be, no matter what market you're in. Mm-hmm. And then you think, okay, it cost me an hour and a half of time on my bicycle and then 3 hours of time making this spreadsheet. Was that a good use of your time?
That was a good use of time. Yeah. Well, and for me in the neighborhood, the average sale was $819,000 for these townhome condos.
819K?
Yeah. So
Whoa.
I'm just doing some quick math. Each commission is right around $20,000.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do some more math because this
Yep.
is blowing my mind right now. So if it was $20,000 times 7
Yep.
divided by, let's say that it took you 8 whole hours,
Yep.
you're making $17,500 an hour.
Love it.
Yeah. So the people that say, I don't have time for this, if I paid you $17,000 an hour, would you make time for it? Would you learn how to do this stuff? And the cool part about websites like this, like I've had my Easy Agent Pro site since 2016. I love it. But there are other sites too. It's not hard to go in and say, make me a landing page. Okay. Put your logo here. What do you want the headline to be? What do you want the button to say?
Yep.
And then send them an email after they fill out the form. It's a little bit of work, but you're making $17,000 an hour. Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
The work to do this, for some reason, it's daunting for a lot of people. I understand it. I got to build a website. It's going to cost me money, yada, yada, yada. Doing these squeeze pages is the most, it's fast, it's quick, it's free.
Yes.
Doing your lead magnets and, with your course, with your book, with, the resources that are out there, there's so many different lead magnet ideas for any niche, whether you're upsizing, downsizing, silver tsunami, whatever. There's so many great ideas that people want to get in their hands, and you just need to deliver it to them. I always tell people when they ask me what I'm doing, I say, I literally block out one day a month and I do this work. I put my phone down. I am focused. I create my lead magnets. I've already been doing the research on keywords everywhere. So I have my spreadsheet that continues to grow. And then I go back to the videos that were performing well. And then I'll just do the same video, but version number 2, or instead of 2023, it's 2025.
Right.
And I just update that content. So the content is always relevant. It's always fresh and people are looking for it.
And I love that you said earlier, like, don't be afraid to niche down because that is the key to success. So this distinctive or definitive condo guide, you say, I live in a town of 70,000 people and I'm only talking about condos with this particular guide. People might say, I don't want to do that because I want to work with other people besides condo buyers. Yes, but I've had 7 closed transactions because of this time and effort to make this guide and then make videos about it and promoting it. Like John is here telling you that this works. If you need more business, this is a very simple plan and anybody can do this. I'm in my 50s. I don't know how old you are, but neither of us are in our 20s. We could figure this stuff out. I promise you can too. It's not that complicated.
It's not. I'll divulge. I'm 58, a young 58. I'm eager. I understand I understand the process now. I did spend a very good, dedicated, disciplined year and a half to learn the YouTube process. Certainly have not perfected it, but I understand the flow, and I understand, more importantly, this is a telling sign. Ready for this? This year, back in January, which is South Florida's high season, I got really busy with customers and I dropped the ball on my YouTube channel. I didn't produce a YouTube video for 105 days. So three and a half months.
Okay.
I was getting people tapping my shoulder at my local Trader Joe's saying, hey, how come you're not doing videos anymore?
That is amazing.
And I was like, oh my God, it's not that you're the star of the city, but if people, you'll always be surprised at how many people are actually watching your content. And once you get into a certain cadence that you always said you did your video published every Monday. Mine was every Tuesday because my newsletter went out on Wednesday.
Okay.
So you get people to see your video every Tuesday. And if you do a weekly newsletter, which I suggest, you do it every Wednesday, you kind of train your audience of what your brand does. Yes. All big brands do that, right?
Right.
So if you're a single agent just starting out, start thinking that 12 months, 18 months down the road, if I can get my audience to see this is when I deliver every single week without fail, that shows so much credibility for your brand, and it's going to get recognized faster than you think.
100%. And the thing that I think is so unique about this is that you said I was targeting people who were relocating to South Florida. But if people are tapping you on the shoulder at Trader Joe's, that means the locals are seeing you too. So even though you had a very specific focus for your YouTube channel, other people are seeing it as well. And then when they notice you haven't been making videos for a while and they say, hey, dude, what's up? Make some videos. Like, that's got to make you feel so good that people are actually watching this channel and they miss me.
I would come home from the store and I talk to my wife. I'm like, people miss me. She's like, what?
I know. I went to the YMCA pool when my family was in town visiting because we don't have a pool in our neighborhood. So I was like, hey, let's go to the pool. And somebody recognized me when we were checking in at the YMCA. And my sister goes, oh my God, you are famous. I thought you were totally making it up. Like, yes, I am. I'm such a celebrity in my town.
My daughter,
Oh, this is
yeah.
amazing. Okay, so tell me the story that you shared in our community when you said you got 6 leads in one day. Do you remember the details of that?
Very well. So yeah, it was basically about 2.5 years into this YouTube video and my website. Both were working well. When was that? About a year ago. It was a Wednesday, and the phone rang at about 8:30 in the morning from a YouTube lead. Hi, John. It's Susan. I know you don't know me, but boy, do I know you. And that's the way these conversations go. Like, YouTube videos are without a doubt the hottest, quote unquote, hottest leads ever.
Preach.
It's just, they know you, whether they've been watching you for a year or last weekend, they have already decided they want to work with you because whatever your magic formula is, which
Right.
is nothing. So that morning I got 2 YouTube leads before lunch. Then at lunch, I looked at my website and it said, you have a new lead. It came into my email. Then I went out with a customer. While I was out with a customer, I got 2 more website leads. One of them was for a $1.5 million condo on the beach that I eventually sold. And then at about 4:30 in the afternoon, I got my third YouTube phone call. So I had 3 YouTube phone calls in one day, 3 leads from my website that came into my email. Out of those 6 leads, hence looking back, I sold 3 of them. So 50% conversion rate on one day's lead generation. Yeah.
Amazing. This is so inspirational because people are saying, like, I talk to agents all over the country and they're saying that this has been a tough year. They don't have any inventory. People don't want to buy because the interest rates are high. And so everybody seems to be trying to figure out a way to get more business so that their income doesn't just plummet. And I see them doing things just like you said earlier. It's a lot of busy work that makes you feel productive, but it doesn't actually lead to new clients. Whereas what you're doing 100% does.
Well, and there's also, the start stop mentality, like, oh, I'll do it for 90 days and it doesn't work, I'll do something different. And that just doesn't work. I'm a firm believer. Matter of fact, I want to write a book about the importance and the power of niching in your business, whether it's a real estate agent or somebody else. But for real estate agents specifically, to find your niche, now you're talking to one person and now you can speak to them directly. That's when the connection happens. So if you get your niche in and you start this strategy of your YouTube, know that it's not going to be overnight, but it might be 3 months, it might be 2 days, it might be whatever. But this is a strategy that is clearly sustainable. You're working with Google, the biggest search thing out there. You read Karen's book and just read it. You'll have it done in a day, and you just start doing, each page, get it done. And don't stop. Just continue the process for as long as you possibly can. Get your website. I always tell agents, if you have a website, it's like going to a grocery store. I don't know, let's just use Whole Foods, for example. And you drive up to Whole Foods and you open the door and there's nothing in there.
Right.
What are you going to do? You're going to walk to a different grocery store. Same thing with you as an agent. You have to, if your YouTube channel is empty, if your website is empty, people are going to look for other people. So this is a long-term process that is a sustainable business model. But you have to be consistent, you have to be disciplined, and just focus on this. It works.
I love it. And I love that earlier you said, and I have not perfected my YouTube videos. If you're getting 6 leads in a single day, I would argue that yes, you have. You may not be perfect on camera. Your camera skills and your editing may not be Hollywood quality, but that's not what they expect from us. They just like seeing you face to face, hearing you talk, getting to know your personality, deciding that they like you, they think that they would enjoy working with you, and then they pick up the phone and they call. And that's all we need. We do not need to be Martin Scorsese. We just need to have the people feel confident enough to pick up the phone and call you. So it's clearly working for you. I'm so excited. This is amazing. So your year is going well?
2025 will be my best year since I started. Absolutely. Without a doubt.
Love it.
Yeah.
You're such an inspiration. Thank you for sharing all of that with us. So I will leave the information about the website down below if anybody wants to check it out, if you need a new website. Obviously, you like them a lot. I like them a lot. We can't speak any higher about them than we do.
Yeah. Love it. Absolutely love it. Pick your lane and go. Yeah.
Thank you so much, John.
My pleasure, Karen. Thank you.